Hello, friends. This is Film Critic Ahua. Today we are back with the mega review of the mega film that has released today, Animal. Yes. So here goes the review of Animal, which has hit the theaters today, and it has been receiving phenomenal responses on day one. So I remember an interview of rated director Sandeep Reddy Vanga with film critic Anupama Chopra during 2019, where he was a bit disgruntled when people called his Kabir Singh a violent film, and he then had told that let me show the people what violence is. Well, Animal is his backlash. So the beast here is Ranbir Kapoor, the grown-up infant terrible, whose undying love for his father, the industrial tycoon Balbir Singh, played by Anil Kapoor, costs him zillions. Following his primal instincts and thinking from the heart, Ranbir descends into the abyss of unreciprocated feelings and subsequently into the dark alleys of guns and grenades, and we see a monster in the making. And the monster who can go to any length to protect his family and his adored father. Right at the outset, Vanga makes his film's positioning very clear. Animal is Kabir Singh on wild dope. His protagonist is an upgrade over Kabir's rebellion, non-conformism, defiance, toxicity, and most importantly, his theories. The character has its roots in the troubled childhood and a strained relationship with his father. Streaks of violence adore his persona. He is a guy who treats on life extremities, be it wooing the woman of his life and the childhood love, Gitanjali, played by Rashmika Mandana, to smooching her in front of her family, followed by making out in the private plane and then marriage on the snow-clad mountain temple, or erecting a platoon of Sardarchis as a guardians of his own galaxy after a fatal attack on his father. Now, Ranbir's theories and his alpha male attractive instantly. His anecdotes of the jungle's monkey and the analogies that he puts on the table to justify his own theories are compellingly and convincingly palatable, but spark of fracas with his father and his sister, one of them being played by Saloni Batra. He leaves his family behind and moves to America, but eventually has to return when his family is in life-threatening danger from unknown elements. Even though the film runs for a flabby 3 hours and 22 minutes, with the first half covering almost 2 hours, Vanga's conflict-centered scenes brim with power and scorch the screen. The pre-intermission part is really explosive, relying solely on the growth trajectory of the animal that resides in Vijay's psyche. Yes, Ranbir Kapoor reveals the name only during the solidly staged 18-minute action sequence during the intermission. The action is massive, the set piece is staggering, and it is clear, unadulterated discharge of testosterone propounded by a haunting background score by Harshvardhan. When Ranveer vanquishes an army of enemies in a hotel with his ex, it is probably Vanga's ode to Korean style of action, and the Arjun Wali Punjabi spirit thrives in this saga of intensity and rage. The second half sees a mild drop in momentum and a bloat of Vijay's paunch as Vanga switches gears and navigates his emotional and mental space that's invaded with disorienting thoughts, manic obsessive bouts, and sparks of psychopathism. The rough marital dynamics between Vijay and Gitanjali looks raw and real, interspersed with sexual undercurrents, infidelity, adult jokes, and scatological humor. He takes jives at her white pelvis and remarks, "You will produce great babies because you have a white pelvis." Something which reminded me of the inherent toxic masculinity that permeates Vanga's brains to the paper. And it finally hits a crescendo with the entry of Abrar, the brute force of Bobby Deol, the nemesis of Vijay's life. The enmity dates back to an age-old family feud when Balbir's father, played by Suresh Oberoi, founded the Swastik Industries. Bobby, in his short screen time, emerges as a real brawny menace to Ranbir's intense overdrive. What seemed a tad far-fetched was the insertion of body doubles into the plot. This also acts as a hint towards the post-credit scene. Don't miss that out. Animal is indubitably violence galore, and Ranbir Kapoor is its soul. The actor drenches himself in sweat and blood, that's pun intended, to construct a character that's so unique, natural, spontaneous, instinctive, intense, and compelling. It's a highly measured performance and the best performance of the year by any male actor, probably, that relies on his astute prowess to portray someone who is so irreparably unhinged. Apart from the physical transformations and changing hairstyle, Ranbir dwells in the complex emotional contours so well articulated by Vanga to depict the human frailties and unpredictable characteristics akin to animals. Ranbir is wonderfully surrounded by a host of amazing co-stars. Anil Kapoor, the object of Animal's obsession, renders authority and emotional gravitas as the patriarch of the family. Suresh Oberoi and Sakti Kapoor shown in brief patches. Saurabh Sachdeva playing Bobby's interpreter and reprising his effeminacy from Haddi. And Telugu actor Bablu Prithviraj as Bobby's brother. The female brigade, led by Rashmika, are sort of cornered in this male universe. However, the actress is convincing in the emotional portions, bringing in a balance in the protagonist's messed up life. Tripti Dimri as Zoya performs well, but Saloni as the sibling of Vijay takes the icing on the cake. I go with 4.5 stars out of 5 for Animal. Dark, deadly, and drenched in blood, it's a beast that heralds a new genre of stylized violence, guns, and galore.